We Buy Houses individuals will typically leverage a couple different ways to fund these transactions relatively quickly. And one is they have the cash. They'll already have the cash in their bank account, and that's why they don't need to go get a loan, because they have it. And so they can close, within 24 hours, if the title company finds that there's no liens on the property and it's clean, clear title, they can fund in as little as 24 hours. The fastest I've funded was in 3 days. I've never done a 24-hour fund, but it's not that common to do a 24-hour fund, but I have seen it. I have definitely seen it, but it's, again, not that super common. Usually it's 7 days or less, kind of the 7-day-ish, give or take a day or two less, that you'll see that's relatively quick, that people, when they want to really get paid, and mostly that's because of title work. So if you go under a contract with the We Buy Houses, or an investor in general, let's just call them investors, if you go under a contract with an investor, then they're going to open title with the title company. The title company is going to take a few days to do a search to make sure there's clean title, and get the payoffs on any liens that are on the home, and so that could take a couple days right there. And so that's typically why, and if there is a lien that they have a hard time getting in touch with the lien holder, then it can be even more tricky to get that lien paid off. But the other ways that investors will fund it is what we call typically hard money. And there's also private money. Now, hard money are basically hard money lenders that will loan on properties that are in rough shape, right? They're in rough shape, and a traditional bank may not want to loan on that particular home. So there's these hard money lenders out there who will loan on that, and they do have access to cash, and they do their due diligence, and they're very familiar with the fixing and flipping world, and they're comfortable with those types of properties. So they're going to be another individual who investors will utilize to fund a fast transaction. And then there's, of course, private money as well, where they can leverage private lenders, which are typically going to be people they know. Hard money lenders are going to typically be like legitimate companies that you're going to borrow these funds from. And a private lender is going to be somebody like, your uncle, your parents, your siblings, and so it's going to be a little bit different as far as private money. But a lot of these real estate investors have gone out and put together a combination of traditional financing, hard money financing, and private money financing for different types of scenarios that they may need in order to implement the funds, the financing of transactions that they come across where people may need money quicker, and some people might not need money as quick, right? And so they can leverage traditional financing if the house is in decent shape. So a lot of times, basically, you're finding these individuals through the internet, searching who can buy my house fast. I don't want to have 50 people coming through my grandma's house that has, hoarder galore throughout the home. I just want to be done with this, and then walk away without having to worry about cleaning all that, right? Because usually these investors will buy as is. They don't need you to clean the hoarder stuff. That's the beauty, as my broker calls it, it's the easy button. I think it was Staples that came out with that commercial where you push the easy button. Investors are the easy button. You push the easy button, they give you the money, and you walk away, and you don't have to do any heavy lifting, any cleaning, any dumpster work. And that's why people will typically, sell in those situations to investors, to have the easy option and not have to go through the process of, shopping on the open market. But before they can do that, they want to empty out the house, and before they do that, or after they do that, then they want to paint and carpet it, and then as they go to paint and carpet, they realize there's other things that are wrong, and the electrical's old because it's grandma's house, and it's, they go to upgrade that, and then before you know it, it's like super expensive. So that is pretty much kind of the nutshell of how it works. Now, once these investors buy it, then they're the ones that are basically doing the fix and flip, right? Those shows that we talked about that you see on HGTV, where they buy the home, they fix it up, they flip it, and that's typically what an investor will do, and that's how, obviously, they'll make their living, and they make the house drop dead gorgeous. They make it the most beautiful home on the market, on the street, I should say. And then of course it raises the values of the neighbors. So it's a win-win for everybody. The seller got an easy button way out. The investor went and did the work to produce a beautiful product that sells for top market value, which then of course raises the value of the neighbor's home. So when you see a fix and flipper in your neighborhood improving a home, that's a good thing, because now when that house sells for top dollar, that affects the value of your property, right? And so we buy houses are a phenomenal piece to the investing world out there that I don't think a lot of people see the value in them or realize. Maybe they just don't think about the value of them because it's not something that, you know, they're thinking about. They pass the sign, the bandit sign, the billboard sign on the street, and it's not something that they're through their thought process. But these individuals can be very beneficial in helping people in situations and then improving the neighborhood. And so if you find yourself in a scenario where you're like, oh crap, now I need to liquidate this house and want to do it quick, or I just want to do it the easy way, then in many cases the We Buy Houses can be a very good option. And typically when you sell to a We Buy Houses investor, there's no real estate agent commissions involved, right? So in many cases you don't have to worry about paying for real estate commissions. If you put it on the open market, of course you do. And so there are lots of benefits to it.
Okay, before we part ways, in case you have a dog or know someone else who does have a dog, I wanted to take a quick second to show you the Snap Leash. The Snap Leash can literally do so many things, and I'm going to share with you one of the many cool things that it can do. As you can see, the Snap Leash is designed with 2 swivel hooks, one on each end. This end has a cushion stitched into it to make it comfortable when walking your dog. Now, all you have to do is take this swivel hook, put it into this very first grommet, and now you've got your handle. Okay, so now let's imagine you're at the park and you want to secure your pet quickly, safely, and easily to a park bench, a tree, or a pole because you just want to sit down and relax. Well, all you need to do is take this swivel hook, remove it from the very first grommet, wrap this leash around any size tree or pole or park bench, and put it into the appropriate grommet, and now you have secured your pet quickly, safely, and easily. And when it's time to head home, another great feature about the Snap Leash is you can simply wrap it around your waist for hands-free walking. Lastly, if you ever accidentally forget your waist bags at home, these grommets make a great place to fasten the waist bags so you never leave home without them. And if you want to see all of the other cool things that the Snap Leash can do, then please just click on the link below and find out why so many others are falling in love with the Snap Leash.